Hello and welcome to the University of Minnesota Becker County Master Gardener's Rambling Rose. My name is Linda and I'm here today with you in my garden, and I'm going to show you a little bit about onions. I raise a lot of onions. We like onions in things we can and just for fresh eating, and they're an easy vegetable to store, so that's probably why I have so many, so that I don't have to go to the store and buy them. I have my very own. I start with sets, which are just tiny little bulbs, and plant them probably about 1 inch deep, hill them a little bit, and just let them grow. Sometimes on the tops of the onions you will see there'll be like a little flower comes on the top. I think I picked all those off by now, but you want to pick those off because otherwise it's the seed and it's trying to it's making a head and it's putting the seed there and putting its energy to the seed instead of putting it into the root, to the onion itself. So that's something, probably the only care I really need to do besides weed them once in a while. To know when an onion is ripe or ready to harvest, like right now, these are really not ready. They are, looks like they're laying all over the place, but what happens is when they're ready, they will lay over like they are, and then it'll start to dry. The stalk will start to dry like this. And then this I can feel is still wet, still moist, so it's really not ready to harvest. I mean, I could pull any of these right now and just take one in and eat it. It's not that, but this is if I'm getting it ready to harvest or to store in my for the winter. But what will happen is this will get drier and drier and it'll get crunchy. And then what I would do is I would pull it out and I would just leave it lay for about a half a day or whatever. Just let it lay in the garden, just let the sun take care of it and dry. And then come evening, I pick them up, put them in a well ventilated area, and just let them dry really, really, really good. And eventually, when the stem and everything is all nice and dry, I would cut this off, and then it would be ready for storage. But you just want this so it dries really, really nice. The skin on the outside will get kind of papery, like a little papery kind of coating on it. You don't want to peel all that off. That's its coating to help keep it for the winter, to store nice for the winter. So anyway, that's storing onions, and then it's best to keep them in a well ventilated area, about 40-45 degrees, and then check them. And what I do is I have a outbuilding that's heated that I can just leave them all lay out on cardboard and they're off of the cement. You don't want them on cement because that would draw moisture. Or otherwise you can put them in bags and hang them, but I would check them every so often because every once in a while one onion might start to spoil or start to shoot up a root or a sprout or something, and you want to use that one first. Onions keep really well. So you remember to store your onions in a place that's not going to freeze, and it's about 40-45 degrees, 50 degrees in there. Nothing that it's next to the furnace or any place warm, but just in a cool place, and then remember to check them often. Now on to our next vegetable. Hello, I'm at my sunflower patch, and this year I want to try something a little different. In the past, I've tried to keep my sunflowers so we can harvest them and have sunflower seeds later, and it seems like the birds always beat me to it. So I'm doing a little research and I'm going to try and catch it this year. But this is what the sunflower looks like, and as you can see, it's got the green, that's like where all the flower and the pollen and everything were. And when it starts to get more mature, that green stuff is going to fall off, and you can kind of see the gray, or they call it black, underneath there, and that's where the seeds are. So when all that starts to fall off, that's when the seeds are going to be able to start to ripen. But the birds seem to know when they're mature too. So what I'm planning on doing is, after all these seeds, after all this green, I guess we call it flowers, after all of those fall off, then I'm going to take a paper bag or a cheesecloth, and I'm going to wrap it around there and see if I can keep it in there so it can mature on the vine. And so then when they're ready, it'll be really kind of grayish brown, grayish black, and they'll be real loose in there. They won't be such a tight seeds together. And then that's when you take and you cut them and you rub them together, or you just take your hand, because they're going to be really kind of rough, and just kind of rub them and put them over a paper bag or a bucket or something so you can catch your seeds. And then from there you can eat them raw, just like that, or you can roast them. And that's the part I want to try this year, is the roasting. I think that would be kind of fun. And then also, do not store them in airtight containers. You want them something that, a jar or glass or something that will not hold moisture. So anyway, that is going to be my next project in a little while, but for now we're just enjoying the beautiful flowers, and of course we see bees on there enjoying them as well. So thank you again for joining us today, and if you have more questions or would like to talk to a Becker County Master Gardener, they come into the Extension office Mondays and Fridays from 9 to noon in May through September. Thanks and have a great day.